Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is me, the Ravenous Spectre, and today is going to be a bit of a heartfelt video. This is basically supposed to be a tribute to my father. Considering this is a gaming-related YouTube channel, sorry. Considering this is a gaming-related YouTube channel, there was some games that he actually ended up playing in his lifetime, at least since I've been on this earth. And I just wanted to kind of go over a few memories that me and my father had had. He wasn't the biggest gamer or anything in the world. He wasn't a huge gamer, but he did dabble some here and there, including some of the titles that I'm about to show today. They're obviously in no particular order. I mean, yeah, I've got one here from PS4, and obviously he's never played with a PS4 or nothing like that. But there's been a couple other titles here that I got that he has played with me before. Let's see, is it just one? No, okay. Yeah, it seems like I think all the ones that are here on these specific systems he has played with me before. But obviously, like I mentioned, the one on the PlayStation 4 he hasn't. Yeah, it's pretty much just this little heartfelt video that I wanted to make regarding my father, because my father had passed away back in 2014. And yeah, I'm not going to go into the whole story of that, but man, it was one of those trying times in life, you know, and it was definitely something. But anyways, we're here to really talk about the good. You know, we're not focusing on the bad or anything like that, but you know, God rest his soul. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get started here. And the first one is actually dealing with the Mortal Kombat series, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I've got Mortal Kombat X here, but basically I just wanted to talk about the Mortal Kombat series in general. When it was out on like Super Nintendo and Genesis, there would be sometimes he would sit around and play with me some. He didn't really know anything about any of the finishing moves or anything like that. He never really got into that so much, as he was just, you know, just messing around with the controls and seeing what type of special moves and things he could pull off. And he'd always try to play as a female too. I think probably one of his favorite characters that he would ever play in the Mortal Kombat series was Sonya. He was like, yeah, Sonya's a babe, yeah. He would just make all those different remarks, and like, yeah, look at the thighs on her. It's like, she got a cute butt and all this other stuff. You know, so it was definitely a time with him. He was real funny with that. But there'd be other games that he would play. I mean, not other games, other characters that he would play as well, like with Scorpion or Sub-Zero or something like that, you know, because he liked the ice powers and he liked Scorpion's harpoon and things like that. So, yeah, it was definitely something, especially in the arcade too. We would play Mortal Kombat in the arcade, and you know, he really liked doing that as well. But then when it finally came home, that's when we got to spend more time with it, you know. And definitely one of those franchises that kind of stands out to me when I think of my dad. And the funny thing is, all of them that I'm going to be showing here today, or at least most of them, are actually fighting games, which, you know, is funny enough. One of them is like an action game, and yeah, as a matter of fact, all of them are fighting games except for one action game, which is crazy. You know, I guess that was kind of one of the main genres that me and my dad really dealt with when we were playing with one another. Although, way back when, I don't really think there was too many other games that you could really play together per se, if it wasn't like fighting games or say like platforming games or action games that actually had two players on it. But anyways, the next fighting game that I have here on the list is actually Weapon Lord on the Genesis. It's kind of basically the same deal as it was with Mortal Kombat. He actually spent more time playing the Mortal Kombat series than he ever did with this series. Which actually, this wasn't even a series. I don't even think they even came up with a second game or not. But yeah, for what it was worth, it was definitely something. He was really kind of surprised at some of the different finishing moves and things that you could do, because he felt like it was like another version of like Mortal Kombat. And I said, in a way, you can kind of see it as that. I said, but in a way, it's kind of not. I said, Mortal Kombat is a little bit more gorier and over the top, more so than it would be for just like Weapon Lord, you know. But yeah, I know the cartridge is kind of beat up some. But anyways, the next one that we have here is on Nintendo 64, and that is Mace: The Dark Age. Pretty much the same way here, exact same way. There isn't really too much that I'm going to be able to say that's really going to come to mind, except for the fact that my father and I really just kind of sat down and played these together. And I think one of it's like I said before, the way my dad was, man, he was a jokester. It seemed like almost every time he'd end up playing a fighting game, he'd always try to play as a female. You know, because like one of the things he would always say, he's like, why? He's like, the thing I'm playing as, he said, I want to have something good to look at. He said, why would I want to go and play as a muscular, sweaty guy? You know, but you know, it makes sense, you know. But yeah, he just he was a funny guy. And I think there was there was one female fighter in this that I can't remember what their name was, but I think there was probably maybe 2 in here, 3, so I don't really know. But anyways, yeah, we definitely had some fun with that. And I think like one of the main ones that I really played a lot as, I forgot what the guy's name was, but it's right there on the front. The guy in the red armor with the massive sword. Yeah, he was definitely one of the main guys I would always play as. He was like the poster boy of the game, but he looked really badass. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to end up playing as him when it first came out. I was really onto it. The next one we got here is WrestleMania 2000. Now, yeah, he wasn't really too much of a wrestling fan. He had his moments where he would go in and out of wrestling, where he would like it, then he wouldn't. As you know, it was just a back and forth thing. It was kind of crazy. But we also played No Mercy as well. And we also played other N64 wrestling games as well, like WCW versus NWO Revenge, and also whatever the other one was. I can't even remember what it was. But yeah, we definitely had a whole lot of fun with this. A whole lot of fun knowing it was a really good wrestling game. And we were just into the wrestling games in general, to be quite honest. The next one that we have here is Gauntlet 2. This is the action game that I was talking about. We actually had played the first Gauntlet quite a bit, and then the second game came out, and we got on that and jumped on that. There's been like a lot of other games that we had kind of dabbled in throughout the whole time of him being alive. I just don't have any, like with Golden Axe and things like that. As a matter of fact, I do. I think it's probably on one of those collections over there. I forgot which one it was. There's just so many daggone games you can't keep up with them. But anyways, yeah, it was on there. It was on one of those, and that was like one that we would really play a lot too, which would be Golden Axe, and also with Gauntlet 2, like the first one and the second one as well. And I also mentioned to him later on down the road there was a lot more that was coming out too, and he's like, yeah, we'll have to definitely jump on him someday, because I did have some, but at that point in time I wasn't near him to be able to play him with him. So yeah, obviously that didn't happen, but at least he knew about it. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I do apologize, but the Crash Bandicoot series, I just ended up getting the Insane Trilogy like when it first came out. What was it, like a few weeks ago or whatever it was? I think it was like the end of, there's the date up there because I got a poster of it. The end of June, it was June the 30th, yeah. Okay, well, anyways, that was definitely a franchise he really liked playing. He's like, yeah, I can really relate with Crash. He's just a nutty, crazy guy like me. I said, yeah. I said, you're definitely right, Dad. That's for sure. He really did like the Crash series and was really into it. You know, it kind of got a little hard for him a little further he went along, especially the same it was for me. It got a little harder, so he never really progressed any farther than he felt like that he could. But he was definitely into the Crash Bandicoot series as well. I don't know why I forgot to bring that one up here, but it was the Insane Trilogy. It's somewhere over there. I don't know how it slipped my mind, because that was like one of the main franchises that he was really into. But the last one that we got here to talk about is Soul Calibur. Basically, the whole Soul Calibur series, as a matter of fact. I think we played this one. We played Soul Edge or Soul Blade. I think it's like Soul Edge in the east and Soul Blade in the west, or something, or whatever, or vice versa. I don't know. But and then we played some of Soul Calibur 2 together, and I think we played some of 3. I'm not really sure. I think it was more so we played some of Soul Calibur 2. But yeah, he was definitely into this series. He really liked how colorful it was, how fast moving it was, and all of that. And obviously, yeah, he'd play as the female fighters, and then he would get on playing as like some of the more grotesque looking creatures, you know, and like Voldo. I think it's Voldo or something like that. Yeah, he would end up playing as them, and he's like Voldo's a freaky guy, man. He's like, geez, it's like he's my kind of guy. He just kind of, you know, moves all over the place, and that's like he's a snake or something, you know. So, but anyways, but yeah, it was it was definitely. So we actually played more of Soul Calibur, considering it was on the Dreamcast way back when it came out. What was it, like in '99, I believe? So yeah, we ended up spending more time on that than we did on the other ones. But anyways, yeah, there was also another fighting game franchise, which I don't have any of them here, but I used to, which is actually the Dead or Alive series. It was funny, man. Like the very first one that it came out, obviously, you know, it had those jiggling breast physics that were like way over the top. They looked like Jello molds that would never stop moving. And there would be times that I would actually see my dad just playing it by himself. He'd be playing it with me too, but sometimes he would just get on there and start playing by himself. And, you know, like, it was really kind of funny, because I guess he just kind of got on there to just play with the girls just to see the breast physics or something like that. I don't know, but he actually kind of got into that series, and he played the first one and the second one, I think, but it wasn't any more that was beyond that. So yeah, he never got a chance to see Extreme Beach Volleyball, you know, and all that. Although he it probably would have been really funny. He probably would have had a field day if he found out about it or played it or something. He was a nutcase though, but he was definitely a good guy. And like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole rigmarole about what had happened. You know, that's more on a personal level, and also I don't want to go into everything talking about it. You know, because that would probably end up dragging the video out even longer. But the thing is, though, I just really wanted to make this video because I thought it was something that I should really add to my channel because my father, you know, he and I, when he was alive, we did play some games together, and there were some franchises that we really liked, and he was really a good guy. You know, he had his moments about him. You know, he was still a really good father, and he was just kind of stubborn sometimes when you were trying to get some answers out of him or some information that you feel like you should really know. But overall, I mean, he was definitely a good guy. Honestly, wish he was still alive today because I have some new friends of mine that I had made recently, including my current girlfriend as well, or my girlfriend now. I mean, obviously, yeah, current right now. But I really wish that she would have had a chance to meet him. I really wish that she would have gotten a chance to know a bit about him before he ended up passing away. And the same goes for my grandfather too, because my grandfather actually ended up dying basically like a month before my dad died. My grandfather died, so that was crazy. You know, so I really it would have been great if some of my other newer friends and also her got a chance to meet them before they eventually ended up passing on. But obviously that didn't happen, and you know that's the way life goes sometimes. But you know, I still have all those thoughts and those memories and those things that I can actually share with her and my friends and talk to them about them and things like that. So that's probably about really as good as it'll get. But yeah, this just kind of popped in my head, and I was like, yeah, so it would be a good idea for a video. You know, let people, I guess, you know, just kind of know a different side of me or whatever. That there was a family member of mine that had passed on. It was a great person, and we had you know some gaming moments and things like that. So I just wanted to go over a few franchises that we actually partake in. Anyways, but yeah, anyways, that's really all. That's really all I can really say on the matter. So, anyways, all I gotta say is, you know, Dad, I know you're looking down, and I love you, and I'm glad that you were the good father that you were, and all that, and everything that you tried to teach me throughout my life and whatnot, and really try to make me the man that I am, and yeah, I know that one day, you know, one day soon I'll end up meeting you again and seeing you again and all that. So that's definitely something that I have to look forward to. But anyways, not trying to get off on a somber note or anything like that. But I'll just go ahead and I just want to go ahead and do that final little eulogy, if you will. Which actually I ended up doing the eulogy at my father's funeral as well, which. You know, a lot of people said I was really strong for doing it. I was going to do it for my grandfather as well, but I didn't think about it because with my dad going through what he was going through and my grandfather, it was just a double whammy and couldn't handle it. So yeah, just had to kind of really just go ahead and just decide to do it for my father, considering I forgot to do it for my grandfather because there was just so much going on between the both of them at that point in time. But yeah, so anyways, I'll just go ahead and end this like I always do. Later, taters.